Right, welcome to the pod. Yes, Dave, we're at Wembley, clearly.
Where are the Montenegro?
We've lost the Montenegrians. Who is Marko Vasovic?
And score.
It's the guy!
It's that guy! Damn it!
Dave is just sat home. In fact, so these are the voices in his head.
Mystery Cooler is calling.
Literally, we're one episode in. We're in the mystery of the series. You just read out my email. Thank you. That's it. We're done. Serbia have scored against Portugal. Oh, good.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, that didn't go as well as we'd anticipated. Well, I mean, no one's going to find out, are they? Hello and welcome to the Odds On podcast with me, Dan.
And me, Dave.
So I know what everybody's thinking. Who the hell are you guys?
Who the fuck are you and why are you making a podcast? Oh, adult themes from this point on. Well,
well
from
Dave,
slightly
yeah,
before.
good memory. We're going to try not to do that as much, but we'll see.
It sometimes just slips out. You know how these things are sometimes. Things just slip out.
So anyway, Dave, do you want to tell us a bit about you?
For those who don't already know, I am the second son of the Montenegro. Damn it! Damn it! Montenegrin Prime Minister.
I just wanted to clarify, we have nothing against Montenegro. They tried bloody hard against England the other night, and we're not actually from Montenegro, obviously.
No, clearly.
We have the utmost respect
for the Montenegrin
people.
Despite what our intro might detail.
So Dave, do you like anything actually interesting about you?
No. But I will say I am an Arsenal fan.
Oh, good.
And this will bleed through into the podcast.
Hopefully minimally.
Minimally. my club's involvement into my life is a bit like stagnant water. Sometimes, well, most of the time, you hate it and you don't want to go anywhere near it, but sometimes it's there for you when you most need it.
Yeah, so, throw a rock at it. Right, and me, Dan, obviously. I'm a Liverpool fan, so good times at the minute. I mean, we're still not going to win the league, really, are we? But still good times.
Well, imagine how fun it is for me to record this podcast. I'm with you, who's like, I think it's great. We're having a great time.
And you have
Meanwhile,
to watch
I'm watching Shockdown Mustafi basically cook some eggs while I try and defend. Like,
cook some eggs.
He might as well be at this point. Like, generally,
this is the hard-hitting stuff.
Hard-hitting. So that segues quite nicely into the next point.
Sorry, Sokran Mustafi cooking eggs segues into part of a discussion.
Yeah.
What?
So what I want to stress is that this is not just a football podcast, but a general
egg cooking.
It's a sports-related podcast, just to do with the issues and news going on in the world of sport. We will be talking about such sports as boxing, maybe a bit of MMA. We're a big fan of combat sports.
Yeah.
Fake or real? I'll leave that up to your interpretation.
We'll establish the fake real debate a bit later. Bit of cycling. Bit of snooker for you nerds out there.
Everyone's tuning into this podcast there about the snooker.
But I think we'll probably leave golf.
Yeah, golf is for fucking Pringles, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, because we definitely haven't played golf together.
No. So we'll probably football is probably our best discussion point, but we won't just limit ourselves to that, because if we do, I think we'll be putting ourselves in a creative hole.
And I know what you're thinking. Why should I listen to these dinguses talking about sport when they clearly know nothing? We will have done a little bit of research, and we like to think that we'll know a little bit about.
Yeah, we're not completely out of our depth, but
it'd just be a laugh, wouldn't it?
We're about as in our depth with podcasting as Shockdown Mustafi is at defending and playing football.
But we'll get there.
We will get there. Unlike Shockdown Mustafi, we will improve.
He will never improve.
No, he's a lost cause. Additionally, with this podcast, we will be putting down a few bets throughout, hence the name Odds On. But we would like to stress that you should be gamble aware. We are betting pocket change at this point.
Literally, our rule, we won't be going above, what, £1, £2.50?
If that, yeah.
Tops. And yeah, we're not addicts. And
Yeah,
if you do,
alright, that's exactly what Addict was saying. That.
and if you do feel that you need support, then there are plenty of places to go for it.
We are probably not the ones that help you.
Don't email us. Speaking of the email,
If you want to get in contact with any questions, topics of discussion, or you'd like to inform some of the bets that we make, we have a wonderful email, very creatively came up with by myself. Would you like to tell other people what it is, Dan?
I could try. It's the Odds On podcast.
No, you've got it wrong
It is.
again.
Oh no, it's just Odds On podcast. Odds On podcast for you at gmail.com.
I'd like to stress this point. We have tried to record this maybe 2 or 3 times. Every time, Dan here has got the email completely right. It's not a difficult email to remember.
Yeah, well,
it's the name of the podcast.
Yeah, well. Anyway, we'll put a link in the
Link will be in the
description, along with our Twitter handle, which is at Odds On Podcasts, and we've also got a Facebook page. Please pass the pod, all that nonsense. Be great to get some support.
No, always, and then we're not expecting massive viewership going from the get go, but if you're looking for a podcast where you could just sit down and listen to 2 regular people chat absolute shit about sport, because we really aren't that well informed. This isn't going to be the Gary Lineker podcast.
No,
it's certainly not going to be anything else sporting related, but it'll be a good fun, and hopefully you can join us along for the ride. Our upload schedule that we're thinking of, Mondays, we're going to be talking about European football, so that'll be covering the Champions League, the Europa League, as well as any other sporting related news or issues at the time
that occurred at the weekend.
That may have occurred at the weekend. We might be summing up our bets that we made along those lines. And then on Friday, we're going to be building up to the club football. So it's still club football. It's the Premier League. I don't think we're in any sort of position to be saying we're going to be covering anything else in the Premier League.
It'll just be anything that weekend. It'll be going, how did our European bets go? And so Mondays and Fridays we'll be trying to upload and just see how we got on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say that we'll be consistent with our uploads, but
who knows?
We are 2 full-time dickheads, so
I mean, the fact that this is our first one and it's going to come out on a Saturday doesn't really help. But
it's following the rest of our lives, isn't it? We are consistently average. And the final thing that we should probably be covering is our odds on game.
Yes, the odds on game.
What's the odds on game, Dan?
So pumped. So, here's what's going to happen. We want you to be part of the pod, so email us in with stupid shit that you want us to do. This can be anything, I don't know.
Do you want to switch to an example?
Go on then, let's have an example.
So you might email or Facebook message, or you might be a member of the Google Plus community and you might send in something saying odds on Dan 50 to 1, go and shag a badger.
What? I would not do that at 50 to 1.
50 to 1 is a bold statement, but Dan here.
I think that would be about 5,000.
5,000.
So if you want to see me shag a badger, then do.
If you want to see Dan shag a badger, then email in odds on Dan 5,000 to 1 shag a badger in that format, and when we will go through our odds on game, I will say odds on Dan 5,000 to 1. We'll go 3, 2, 1.
2,568. See, got him.
So we say 2 numbers. If we both had the same number, then whoever got challenged to do something will have to do it, and we will film it and probably pop it on our YouTube channel.
Absolutely right. Speaking of films and pictures and stuff, we will try and post photos on our Twitter page of the bets that we've made. Any relevant videos or pictures to our discussions that we've had. And if you have anything you want, again, share it with us, and we can move it on from there.
We'd love this to be the people's pod.
Absolutely right.
And hopefully by giving you guys a lot of control for this podcast, you can help us because we don't really know what we're doing.
We have no idea what's going on. So we're gonna have a little break, review how we did,
Yep.
finish, get another beer, I think,
And then we'll come back after the break, and we're gonna be talking about.
we're gonna be talking about all sorts of stuff. I think we'll start with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and is he gonna do well at Manchester United?
Spoiler alert.
No. See you after the break. Yeah.
And welcome back to the Odds On podcast. We're going to be discussing our first topic of the day. What's our first topic of the day, Dan?
Is Ole gonna succeed? Yes! I've been working on that for the entirety of the break, and Dave loves it.
Fuck me. Is that the tone we're saying? Right.
Is Ole gonna succeed?
Is he going to succeed?
No.
No, he's not, is he?
Um,
Let's be honest. He's not.
I mean, in 3 years' time, when they've won the quadruple, which...
He's
you
a
know.
very real possibility in this day and age. We
Um,
will look back on this, and with all of our millions of subscribers, we'll be lamped for it. But at this present moment...
no, but what we'll say is it was our pushing him to be better
Yeah, that's it.
that resulted in
And
his
he
success.
Better mention. We'll get a name drop
We'll
as
get
well.
a name check, yeah.
But he's not. As it stands, he's not. I mean, if you were going off, if he continued the way he was going, absolutely. Because lost once in 13 games. Who did he lose against?
It was... I can't remember, some shitty London team no one's ever heard of, yeah?
Fuck you! It was the mighty Arsenal
Oh, was
that
it?
brought a defeat. Granite Xhaka's
Oh my
long
God.
range shot, bending away from
That's the
that
only
head.
thing he can do, though.
Absolutely. Aubameyang steps up, slots it past the hair.
Oh yeah, that was the game with all the penalties and all the weirdness.
Yeah.
Didn't you lose to Spurs the week before?
No.
Didn't you?
We drew with Spurs, man.
Oh, you drew with Spurs.
You-
Yeah. You drew with Spurs.
He was setting that up. The serve came
Damn
up
it.
and he missed the ball.
Oh, it was worth
What
it.
a twat.
Oh yeah, Aubameyang missed a penalty, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he went and scored a penalty against
Yeah.
United. My bad. Sorry, viewers.
And then we went on to lose against Brighton. You know, what can you do? That was before.
You are still in the.
We are still in the
Europa
Europa League.
that's fine. Which
but-
we'll preview on Monday.
Preview on Monday. But bringing it back to Ole, the reason we don't think he's going to succeed isn't a very well informed one. Personally, it's not. But something just tells me the hype will end now. Players will become complacent.
I think if you look at that dressing room, the player power, that eventually, now that they've stopped having to play for their jobs, you know, that they've done their job interview now the dust is going to settle, and we're going to see what those players are like. And I tell you now, Paul Pogba, now he knows he's safe, is going to dip, and he's going to be lazy, because that's how he was for Jose, and that's how he'll be for Ole, I reckon.
I completely agree with you. I mean, the game on Saturday is a big test because it's not a top six, but Watford are a stable team.
Are they at home? Or are they away?
I'll have a little look. But regardless, I think it's a massive test. They're at home. So it'll be in front of their home fans, and if they don't deliver a convincing win with Ole under their belt, I think that sets their season up.
No, I absolutely agree. And I think as a Liverpool fan, I was praying they didn't confirm it until the City game. I was desperate that would be the crunch game. If he beats City, he gets the job. Because I just think that might have swung the title our way. But I now think City are going to go to a United that have nothing to play for. Probably going to be looking at a Champions League run. Ole's probably going to put the league on the back burner, and try and win the Champions League. And
If he pulls off Trampo,
he won't pull off Chapo. There's no
but
way.
if he pulls off,
They've
Trampo,
got Barcelona.
I
They
forgot about that.
They cannot beat Barcelona, surely.
But well, you say that. I mean, PSG were favourites.
Yes, but you've got to say that was a PSG, and I'm not making excuses for them, but they were missing Cavani and Neymar,
Yeah.
and that makes a difference. That's like playing Liverpool without Salah and Mane. It's just
But Dan,
it's just not going to happen.
Man
is it?
United didn't have Martial.
Oh no!
Or Pogba.
Yeah,
actually.
to be fair, Pogba was missing. Yeah, but no, I think to those people who are going, and my brother was one of those
Yeah.
idiots who was going, oh, Man United played a youth side. No, they fucking didn't. They just didn't. All right,
You got to look at
Let's
that
move
team,
on.
and you got David De Gea in goal.
It wasn't like they played a bunch of 12-year-olds.
No, it really wasn't.
And also, like, PSG, yeah, okay, but they lost to us. So they are capable of losing.
Yeah.
And they're not... Yeah, they're playing the French league. Let's be honest, the French league is a bit bum.
The thing about it is, unless you live in France, it cannot be interesting viewing.
Except, though,
Rennes,
they're a great side.
Rennes,
Absolutely quality side.
they are. I believe they are an underrated team. We had to put our best team against them, and even then we had a few struggles against the mighty Hatem Ben Arfa.
Oh my god, he's just
fallen from grace a bit, hasn't he?
oh Hatem.
Oh, Hatem. Oh, Hatem.
Hatem, if you're listening, which you're not, but if you are, please tell me what's happened to your career.
We'd love to know. We'd love to have a sit-down interview with Hatem Ben Arfa someday.
You were amazing at PSG for a year, and now you're at Rennes. What happened?
But taking it back to Ole again, you know, he is out of FA Cup now.
What's he got to play for? Champions League?
Oh, I saw this on the Sky Sports debate, and I think it's Paul Merson who was saying, like, clubs are wrong to try and be playing for a top 4 spot. They should be playing to win the league every year, which obviously they are doing. Yeah. But
they're not going, no, I'll lose this game because I don't want to win. I just want to get top 4.
I think I see the point he's trying to make.
Yeah.
But it's stupid. Like, I mean, obviously there comes a point in the league where you know you're not going to win. So you should be playing for top 4. That is your next priority.
No, I absolutely agree. I mean, it's a 2-horse race now, unless Liverpool and City lose all their games, which just won't happen.
Very likely, yeah.
And it's a 2-horse race, and I just pray that the right team will come out on top. And I won't see us come second again.
Oh my goodness, mate! If you're gonna win it any year, it has to be this year.
Or that'll be what 4 second places in the last 7 years. 1 Champions League, 1 Europa League, 1 Carabao, and a Premier League second place, and then another one.
That would sting, wouldn't it? That would sting.
Sting.
So, in summary, we don't think he's going to do well.
No, all the best to him. He seems like a nice enough bloke.
Oh, he seems lovely.
Hate United, but Ollie seems.
Oh, he seems like a proper good manager.
Rumours are he was a Liverpool fan, but you know we'll skip over.
Oh, that was
sorry.
He's such a fucking twat.
Right, shall we move on then?
Right, let's get on to the next.
You're
topic.
an Arsenal fan. Do you want to introduce the next topic?
The next topic we'll be talking about is Spurs' new toilet bowl.
And by that, what he means is the stadium that they are going to be playing in, and
it does look like a toilet bowl.
It does look like a toilet bowl.
It looks exactly like a toilet seat.
It was also really wonky.
Yeah,
no one else spotted this.
Do you think that the architect for it might have had a severe stroke whilst designing it?
or was just pissed.
Pissed.
Well, that'll do.
No,
yeah.
he just took. He had to do it the next day, a bit like our podcast. He had to do it the night before, and he was like, "Shit!"
Oh my god! Right, can't be like,
we'll do. It'll have self-refilling beer. And they were like, "Yeah, that's a great idea.
Amazing.
Good point. Well done."
But it was definitely christened in the right way. You know, with that Galactico of J-Neil Bennett being the first scorer.
They'll look back on it and they'll be like, because who was the first at Wembley?
Who's the first?
It wasn't Lineker, was it?
I don't know who was the first goal.
I think it might have been Lineker. But either way, it was certainly not J-Neil Bennett.
Good old J-Neil Bennett. He might be a quality player. We don't know. He's only under 18, so it's unfair of us to slag off a child.
It was Michael Owen.
Was it Michael Owen?
First
goal scorer.
Wait, hang on. I've got this right. The first team to beat them at the new one. Who's got the?
So this is great for our listeners. While Dave is just sat there on his phone trying to work out who scored at
Is
Wembley.
it Wembley or New Wembley?
Well, clearly it's going to be new Wembley, Dave. It's not going to be old Wembley.
Well,
Oh my
in
God.
that case, it says that Gianpaolo Pazzini scored the first goal.
Oh, good.
And then the first hat-trick.
Oh my God. Well.
But somewhere it's telling you my client. So if you can email in who is the actual first scorer at Wembley Stadium, then
It's a
we'd
good
love to
job
know.
we did our research.
Yeah,
isn't it?
phenomenal effort from us. But the other thing we'd like to hear from you is ideas for the name of Spurs New Stadium, because as of right now,
I don't think it has a name.
I don't
does
think
it?
it's got a name, does it?
No. We were thinking toilet bowl or something
Toilet
along
bowl.
those lines. Wonky ponky.
Wonky ponky.
If we could get that trending, wonky ponky would be great.
It looks a bit like a Frankenstein's monster of a stadium.
Okay, fine. If you want to go down that route.
Yeah.
So yeah, just give us anything.
We'd love
What should
to
we
hear it.
call the new stadium?
And if we like your ideas, we'll mention them in our next podcast, which will
Absolutely.
be coming out on Monday. We
Hopefully. No promises.
But we'll be going through some of the best ones we've heard. And if we like your idea, maybe we'll send you a well done message, because we can't send you any prizes. Points don't mean prizes in this
Not
podcast.
in this podcast.
But yeah, do we think it's going to improve their form?
So, their first game's going to be against Crystal Palace. So, you'd imagine they get 3 points there. And you imagine that that's not going to tell us much about the stadium or the team itself. However, you do think they've spent a lot of money on that stadium. It does look like it could have a good atmosphere about it. And maybe it will push Spurs forwards.
I think Palace is a very good test for it, because it's on a similar level to what Burnley was, and they slipped up against Burnley.
Yes.
And Southampton in that under that bracket as well. So for them to then establish their dominance back over the lower league sides,
I think if they lose to Palace in their first game at the Wonky Ponky Stadium,
at Wonky Ponky Handy Pandy Stadium,
then yeah, no, it won't go well.
It's
But
over.
we'll see.
it's over for them.
Let's hope that Spurs get relegated next year.
Odds on. We got hope. We can only
Yeah.
pray.
There's not much fondness for Spurs here, but we do appreciate that some people like Spurs. So
And there is help for you, people.
no, so if you have a disagreement with what we've said about Spurs, do feel free to fuck off. No, send us a politely worded email.
What I'd really like to get from this podcast at some point is a caller in,
Oh, that would be
and
good.
they can profess their fondness for Spurs, and we can hang up on them within the next 5 seconds.
If a Spurs fan wants to come on the pod, that'd be amazing.
We'd love to have anyone on
open
the
it
pod. If you want to be on this pod,
Yeah, we
Please.
could have some guests.
we'd
Why
love
not?
to have some guests. It's all about trying to build this up from the get-go. What's our next topic of discussion, Dan?
Okay, so this is very much your area
This
of
is.
expertise. Dave is a huge fan of the fake fighting.
You need to get in a bin. You need to insert yourself into a bin and push it down a hill.
Here we go, fake fighting. WrestleMania is next week, and I've agreed to watch it with David. What starts about 11 o'clock English time?
I believe so. It's going to be a late night. It's
Next
near enough.
Sunday?
6-7 hours long.
Okay, this is going to be a good night. So we will have a specific WrestleMania pod, I think.
I
We've
think so.
agreed, yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you hate the idea of wrestling, don't tune in.
No.
But please do give it a listen and tune in for WWE. We'll break this down into a proper in-depth chat at the weekend.
Yeah, on the weekend.
Yeah, amazing. Should we move on then to what I know you've all been waiting for? Dan's cycling and snooker updates. Right. So basically, I'm a big cycling fan. I'm also an old man, so I quite like snooker. So I thought I'd amalgamate the two and give you like a minute of update for those of you who are interested in those sports. Which is
And I know
literally no one.
lots of you are.
So in the cycling at the minute, Team Sky have got their new sponsor. Great stuff. Team Ineos, as they will be called from now on. Which is great news because it's keeping it British. keeping the team together. Dave Bralfer will keep leading the side. Froome is going to stay. Thomas looks like he's going to stay, which asks the question, who will be team leader at the Tour de France? Which Dave will be watching with me, so don't look at me like that, David.
See,
who will be the team leader?
In part of my agreement for Dan to watch wrestling, I also have to watch cycling.
Which will be great. You'll love it.
Which is a bit like trading a gold mine for a bag of bricks, I feel.
All right, well, that's personal opinion. so we're going to do that. We've also, at the moment, in Britain, we're blessed with some real talent. And there's these two twins, Adam and Simon Yates. Simon Yates, I think it was Simon, it could have been Adam, won the Vuelta a España last year. It could have been Adam. It was one or the other. Won the Vuelta a España last year, which was amazing because it meant we had Froome win the Giro, Thomas win the Tour, and Yates win the Vuelta, which meant we won all 3 Grand Tours, which is huge. Huge for British cycling. And at the moment, it is the Volta Catalunya, which is a week stage race. And Yates is currently second with 2 days to go. So we don't know if he's going to win it, but he's only 14 seconds back. Last stage is mountainy, so he could strike on the last stage, which would be great for British cycling, just to see a young lad coming through and really pushing on. So good luck. Good luck, Yates.
Good luck. One of the Yates twins. We don't know which one.
And as far as snooker's concerned, Ronnie O'Sullivan is now the world #1 again. He took several sort of sabbaticals and all sorts of stuff. And I mean, he's been the best for years. Everyone knows that. But he is back on top. Mark Selby has faded away in the last sort of couple of years. And Ronnie O'Sullivan beat Robertson in the final to take the world #1 spot from Mark Selby. Amazing match. Went right to the line. I think it was 10-8 in the end. Amazing game of snooker to watch. And no, really pleased for Ronnie. Top guy.
Well done, Ronnie.
Well done, Ronnie. And that concludes my update for the 2 sports that everyone is desperate to hear about.
Fantastic. People are crying now because they've just realised that the cycling and snooker updates are over.
Oh no.
And we have to get back to our regular scheduled discussions.
Anything else we want to talk about?
West Brom.
Oh yeah, well done West Brom. In the Birmingham derby. Amazing game. Did you watch it, Dave?
I didn't watch it, but I saw the
watch
score. 3-2.
3-2 to West Brom. Birmingham took the lead twice. I mean, that is brutal. Their second goal was a bit iffy, to be honest. But then West Brom came back 1-1. Then you had the dodgy goal for Birmingham. And then a penalty for West Brom that was just outside the box. Okay? It wasn't in the box. It wasn't a penalty. But he scored it. Dwight Gale stepped up. Was it Dwight Gale? No, it was Rodriguez who scored the penalty. Gale scored first. And then a thunderbolt from the man, Jake Livermore. England capped Jake Livermore.
Goodness gracious. Great balls of Livermore.
If he ever plays for England again, it'll be too soon.
But I think it showed a lot of character to come from behind twice.
Especially with a caretaker boss.
Yep.
3 games now under James Shan. 3 wins.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
I mean, Moore should never have been sacked in my personal opinion. But, I mean, they were 4th in the league.
Yeah.
Who sacks their manager when you're 4th? I know the home form was bad, but who sacks a manager when
even
they're
Chelsea don't go through managers that easily. Like,
well.
And that's really saying something.
I don't know. It's bonkers for me, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But good luck to Shan and to West Brom, because it'd be nice to see them back in the league. They're a good side.
Absolutely.
No problem with West Brom.
No, not at all. Fantastic team. And I think this ends our regular scheduled discussions. And now it's time to get on to our bets. So we'll see you after the break.
Absolutely right. See you after the break. Hello and welcome back. We are going to be doing our betting segment of the pod now, which I am pumped for.
I'm always going to be excited for this, I think. It's just a bit exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that I find really enjoyable about betting, is it just adds a bit more to the game, and as long as you do it sensibly, and as long as you have a bit of fun, bit of chat, then I see no harm in it, really.
Absolutely not. And as we stressed before, if you think you are going to be struggling with the prospects of gambling, then unfortunately I don't think this will be the podcast with you. We are promoting it.
Tune out now.
But there are places out there for you to go and get your help, and I don't want this to sound some sort of preach for it.
God, this has got really deep.
I know. Yeah. Let's bring it
luck,
back.
guys.
Linking it back. I'm trying to think of how we can make this a bit more.
Should we get more?
Should we get a little bit? Dan, you're going to be shagging a badger next week.
I am not shagging a badger. Right, let's move on before we get too somber. The first game this week, at 12:30, Fulham are at home to Manchester City. Dave?
This really needs a discussion.
Yes, of course it needs a discussion. This is a unguessable game.
No one can predict which way this one's going. Man City.
I think we're both agreed Man City will win that away. I'd love Man City to lose.
Don't get us wrong.
Everybody
We'd
would
love Fulham to win this game. If nothing more than to see Ryan Babel's hair.
Ryan Babel's hair. I have a soft spot for Ryan Babel. I mean, he was atrocious for Liverpool. If you think how bad he is for Fulham at the moment, he was worse. I promise you, he was so much worse.
That's saying something, because he's dog shit.
He's not a good footballer, but somehow he's in the Netherlands squad consistently.
It's just baffling.
They pulled him out of Besiktas. Like, whoa, look, he's still playing football. Who'd have known?
Like a rabbit out of a magician's hat.
But it was a shitty rabbit from a
shitty
crappy
hat. Right, our next game, Dan.
Do you want to introduce this one?
Yeah, this game will be Brighton versus Southampton. Brighton are at home.
Yeah.
What have we put down?
So Dave has a bit of bias in this game.
I do.
Because his missus...
My significant other is a Southampton supporter.
And I was born in Portsmouth. So I have a bit of bias, maybe against Southampton. So we agreed to disagree on that, and we went for a draw. We thought, actually, Brighton are pretty decent at home.
They are pretty good.
They're all right at home. Glenn Murray will probably score. I could see it going 1-1.
Yeah, I can see James
or 0-0
scoring.
Yeah, free kick after a break.
Easy free kick. But no, it's pretty simple one to call, isn't it?
Southampton look like under Hasenhüttl they'll probably escape the drop, which is fine. I don't really mind. And Brighton under Chris Hughton, again, I can't see them going down. I think a draw would suit both teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to keep the pressure on Cardiff, because they're the only team in the relegation zone who might get out. Who'd have thought? Because Fulham and Huddersfield are gone. They're
over.
They're gone.
No. Our next game is Wolves versus Burnley. Burnley are at home. I mean, I thought this was a pretty straight one to call.
I see. We argued about this quite a lot, because I could see Burnley winning it at home. I really could. And I don't know, I think Turf Moor's a bit of a fortress.
That's never been said in history.
I found that really hard to say.
God, I felt a bit sick in my mouth as you said it.
Wolves are a really good side, don't get me wrong, and Jimenez is on.
Raul Jimenez is going to score a brace.
A brace? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We went for Wolves to win because after much debate,
Dave won.
Convinced me. We decided it, like men, on a rock, paper, scissors.
We did actually, yeah. Our next game?
Okay, so Leicester at home to Bournemouth. What I really want to say is...
If it's out, mate.
I'm sorry.
The fans are going to be livid. They're going to be calling in, Dan, you better be shagging that badger. Like, goodness me.
We got Crystal Palace versus Huddersfield. I'm so sorry.
Forget about that.
Right, Crystal Palace are going to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huddersfield are gone. Jan Stewart, or whatever his name is, Stewart, he's not
very good.
He seems like a lovely guy, and he's getting them hyped, but he's got strikers that between them have scored like 2 goals.
That's a dog.
Callum Grant, good signing, scored a double the other day. Looks like he could be a good player for them, but...
In Championship.
Yeah, too little too late, I think. Palace to win that. Batshuayi to score.
Yeah. Clean sheet.
No, I could see it's a bit.
Very true. They could sneak one, yeah.
Yeah, probably a 3-1.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty bang on. Our next game now is Leicester versus Bournemouth.
I want to say, I'm a big fan of Brendan Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
He holds a place in my heart because
And in my bed.
we nearly won the league with Brendan, and he got so close. And I could go on for ages about why we lost that league, but basically it boils down to him sending Pepe Reina on loan and playing Simon Mignolet all season. Not Steven Gerrard falling over, not Skirtle scoring own goals. It was fucking Mignolet's fault, okay? But, sorry.
There's a problem with the Liverpool goalkeepers? I've never heard of such a thing.
Oh, Alisson is such a breath of fresh air, though. A goalie who doesn't throw it in his own net. It's lovely to see. It's just lovely.
Who would have thought? But Leicester, we've said to come away with the win.
Yeah, I think Leicester will win that.
I think Bournemouth are pretty shit away from home, aren't they?
Yeah, they're brilliant at home. And they're not going to go down, but their away form's terrible.
Our next game is Man United versus Watford. We had a little bit of a discussion about it earlier in terms of Ole proving himself. We think Man U will come away with the win.
See, I'm still not sure on this one. And we do have an option to edit. And I'm just not sure.
What would it be then? You think they'd lose?
I think they could draw.
You think that they'll draw?
I think they will draw at home to Watford.
Troy Deeney scoring a banger at Old Trafford.
Gerard Deulofeu is quality, mate. He's actually very good. And
I can't justify it. I cannot. I can see the headlines now, and it'll be Ole gets his first win under his belt.
Ole's Man United reign starts with a loss.
No. It just
starts with a boring draw against Watford.
No, why?
Okay, fine. We're going to go Man United.
Sorry, mate.
I'm still not sure, though. Still not sure. West Ham are home to Everton. What do you think?
I think it's this out of all of them, probably the hardest game to call.
It's such a nothing game. Sorry, we do have a West Ham United friend who, if he's listening, is more than welcome to come on to the pod
and explain why this isn't a boring game. But it's just tough to call, I think, because you've got two pretty good attacks.
But underperforming sides.
Yeah, definitely.
Very underperforming.
West Ham, Felipe Anderson, Javier Hernandez. Oh, who's
Marko Arnautovic.
Arnautovic, of course.
They've just got good players, but Everton, I mean, Richarlison looked quality.
Bernard has been unbelievable. Sigurdsson, even Calvert-Lewin.
He looks really good. I think Lookman needs more game time.
Yeah,
I like Lookman a lot.
Digne's been good. You got Michael Keane,
England international.
Kurt Zuma's on loan.
Can I just say, for that Montenegro goal though, Michael Keane looked
what are you doing?
a loaf. Like, he just didn't know where the ball was.
He looked like a fucking Benny Hill, I thought.
Well, he was incredible in the first game against the Czech Republic, which I never mentioned, obviously.
Oh, of course.
So we're going to go Everton, I think.
I think we'll go with Everton.
We'll go Everton. Next, Cardiff at home to the mighty Chelsea.
We've purely put Chelsea because if they don't win this, I think
even Sarri
can't lose against Cardiff.
Surely not.
Even
Sarri.
But now you're looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm worried.
Do we want to go for a little edit? What would the odds be?
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a live discussion about
if we changed it to Cardiff. Our return would increase by 700 quid.
If we to Cardiff to win.
If we went Cardiff to win. If we went for a draw, our return
drops. Or what?
No, it'd be up. It'd be up by 300 quid.
I've got a
sneaking suspicion.
I have a suspicion that Cardiff will win.
Cardiff will win. Oh, Dave, I like your style. I love that.
I think that looking at that is a boring boring week of football.
Shall we go for Cardiff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's fucking
all
do
in
Cardiff.
on the pod. All in on the pod.
Yes, Cardiff to beat Chelsea.
And then we've got probably the most significant game.
This is the big one. Okay.
Arsenal versus Arsenal.
Liverpool at home to Tottenham Hotspur. And this is going to be our feature bet. So, once we finished our accumulator, we are actually going to look at this game in depth. So, we're not going to say too much about it now.
No.
But we both agreed that we're going to win this.
Yes.
Yeah? We were both agreed. Yeah. And the final game, the big one, Newcastle to beat Arsenal.
Go back. Arsenal to cream Newcastle. We're at home. We've got good form.
Another manager who I love, Rafa Benitez.
Oh, he's very
Hero. Absolute hero.
I would say, actually, I'm looking at my Arsenal game now, and I'm thinking about Solomon Rondo.
He's in form,
He's not
mate.
Rondon. And I'm also thinking they've just brought in that new boy. I can't remember his name.
Almiron. He does look good. I think we stick with Arsenal there.
Yeah, we are at home. Our home is a fortress.
Should we save that?
I think we can save the changes.
So we're going to put a 50p bet.
It's a 50p bet. What would our return be, Dan?
Our return, if all goes well, our return is going to be £929.85.
With that kind of money, we could upgrade our setup significantly.
we could seriously upgrade.
You won't hear squeaking chairs in the background. We would do some business with that.
Yeah, we won't record from Dave's bedroom.
Record from Dan's bedroom with slightly better mics, sorry.
Yes.
But everybody keep your fingers crossed for us to win that.
And we will put that on our Twitter.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll see how it goes.
Now let's have a look at our Liverpool-Tottenham game.
Okay, so this is our feature game. And basically the way this is going to go is we're going to talk about someone to score, someone to be booked. We're going to think about will both teams score. We think about what half most of the action is going to come in. And we're going to think about something crazy, like goal kicks or corners or something like that.
Something crazy. Goal kicks. Basically, we're looking at how we think this game is going to go. In our minds, visualising the game exactly how we think it's going to go. So,
what we won't do is limit it to a score, though, so we're not...
No.
What score do you think it will be, Dave?
I think it'll probably be a 2-0 to Liverpool.
I'm going for a bold 3-0 Liverpool win.
3-0.
So, with that in mind, Liverpool are not going to concede. And I know,
That's
crazy.
a significant claim.
Yeah, so we've gone both teams to score in the match. No. We thought, who could score a goal for Liverpool? Who's in good form? Who's going to pop up? Reliable, score the goal.
Who's there every day, putting the shift in?
Joel Matip.
Joel Matip, clinical goal scorer.
That big Cameroonian.
But looking at
defender.
it, what will happen is a corner will be swung in. He won't head it off the corner, but it'll be a shonky clearance. It'll fall to Joel Matip and he'll smack it roof of the net.
So we've gone Joel to score. We were thinking about bookings, and Dave's an Arsenal fan, so do you want to take over?
Heung-min Son is going to be booked.
Why will Heung-min Son be booked?
For diving.
Why will he be diving? He doesn't strike me as a diver.
I've watched a surprising amount of Tottenham games, and a lot of the time, he just falls over.
Do you think there might be a bit of bias?
No, genuinely.
No? You just think...
I genuinely think Heung-min Son will get booked.
Okay, but for diving, we've said he'll get booked. We don't know yellow or red. No. Let's hope red.
Fingers crossed. And finally, we've said that there will be no goal kicks for Liverpool in the first 10 minutes. So basically what we're predicting here is that Liverpool are going to whitewash Tottenham.
We're going to come out the gate strong, we're going to push hard, we're going to score early, and we're going to walk the game. But we're going to score more goals in the second half.
Yeah.
Is what we've said.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I would agree with that.
And the beauty of this bet is it's come to exactly 1,000 to 1 odds.
Oh.
So a little 10p stake in, 110p return.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
That would be really nice.
Tasty.
If both our bets come through, we will be happy.
Happy as fucking Larry. What I was thinking...
I knew Larry once. He wasn't very happy, but... sorry.
Did he gamble responsibly?
No. Sorry. Just completely...
Good old Larry. Wherever you are, Larry, give us a call.
Yeah, if your name's Larry, let us know if you gamble responsibly.
But something I was going to say, and I haven't mentioned to you yet, Dan. is that maybe when we are around for the games, I will film our reactions to what happens in regards to our bets, and then I can sit down on our channel. If that's something you think you'd be interested in,
if you want to see some reaction videos, I'll be up for that.
Yep.
Why not?
Let us know down in the comments. But we are we're coming up to the end of the pod, and I'd like to say, with this pod, we are really handing it over to the people, as I said before, and we really want your input and what you want to see with this pod, because
this is the people's pod.
It's the people's pod.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on a shirt someday. Maybe when we get that £900 return.
Awesome podcast, the people's pod. I think it's just a laugh. I've really enjoyed filming it.
That's been fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll reconvene on Monday.
Yep.
See how we did. This will probably come out. We'll try and get this out just before the City game.
But odds on, probably won't be.
But we'll try and get this out.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as possible.
I'm going to look forward to hearing from all of your comments.
Absolutely. I mean, this has been a blast, and we'll see where it goes.
We'll see you next time, hopefully.
Join us next time, where we will continue to chat.
Absolute shit. That was
so rehearsed.
Alright, well, we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for listening.
All the best, guys. Take care.